Hi there, I'm Peter Millard and this is 10 Minute Workshop, where 10 minutes in the workshop is never enough, it's never 10 minutes, and it's never 10 minutes wasted. Hey, how do you change the blade on an Aldi bandsaw? No, I don't know either. Let's find out. So, funny story, yes, I confessed recently that I'd never actually changed the blade on my little Aldi bandsaw in 6 months of use and abuse, and in a completely unconnected, unrelated set of emails, subscriber and actual patron supporter, and I'm going to mangle your name, I'm sorry, I think it's Jajek is how you pronounce it, very generously offered me a spare blade for it. He'd bought one of these on my recommendation, snapped the blade early on, Aldi replaced it, and then the machine developed a fault and he returned it for a refund, and I think he's bought the Titan or something else. Anyway, whatever it is, whatever he's got, the blade doesn't fit, and he's very generously offered it to me for free, which is very kind of him. But as I say, I've never changed the blade on this before, so I thought it might be an interesting little journey of discovery for us both if I shared how you go about changing a bandsaw blade for the very first time. So the first thing we're going to do is open up these doors. First thing we do is fairly obviously make sure it is isolated, disconnected from the mains, so there's definitely no power running through this. Then we open up the doors, oh my word. I'll move you around a little bit, I think, because that is nasty. It's pretty cruddy in there, isn't it? There's quite an extensive build-up of nastiness in there. So let's take the opportunity to clean all that out. I'm using a vacuum and following up with compressed air to give the insides a good clean out, especially around the blade guide rise and fall mechanism. Okay, let the dust settle a bit, get the fence out of the way. I'm going to slacken off these blade guides, just get them out of the way. You have to be reasonably careful with these because it's in alloy. So you don't want to over tighten them. Just pull those out of the way for now. Just check again, isolated. We can take the bit of tension off the blade. I'm going to count the number of turns I do on this. Okay, wasn't quite what I was expecting. Requires a spanner. One turn, 2 turns, 3 turns. Okay. And we should be able to wiggle this out. Yeah. Slide that out of the way, and off comes the blade. At the right hand side, the teeth are facing down. That's the important bit. With the blade off, it's a good idea to give the tyres a good clean while you can get to them. These are kind of sort of sproying out. Boing. So new blade, teeth facing down on the right. Thread this back through. Go through the blade guards at the bottom. Start adding a little bit of tension. There's 1 turn, 2 turns. Blades on the tire. running freely. Seems to be tracking okay. It's not coming off the tyre. Staying where it should be. Alright, let's reassemble this. So you can carefully reset the upper guides so they're not quite touching. You could probably use feeler gauges for this, but I'll do it by eye. Running free and running true. Let's get these closed up. Doors locked. Fans back on. Okay, blade in, power's on. Let's fire him up so he cuts. Seems to be running okay. Let's blade guides down a bit. Now that's a bit more like it. Oops, snapped in half. Very, very, very fine. Oop, there we are. Very fine, very slim cut. Identical, if not slightly thinner. Yeah, okay, so there we are. New blade cures everything. So there we are, little Aldi bandsaw, completely refreshed by the application of a new blade. Who'd have thought? Well, you guys did, obviously, because you have all the answers. Just one of those things I never got around to doing. So thank you, Jajek, for sending me your spare blade. That's made a huge difference to this little bandsaw. I hope you've enjoyed this quick little video about changing a bandsaw blade. As I say, never done it before. I don't know if that's right, but it seems to be about right. And certainly it tracks and behaves itself properly once it's in the bandsaw. So fingers crossed, that's how you do it. It's certainly how I did it. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share it amongst your friends, and do consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Hey, just check back on a Friday. And there's always something new up at noon. I'll see you then. Take care.